Then we have the Navigation tab. The Navigation tab provides controls to help the user navigate around the various pages in the website. So we're going to be looking at navigation later in this series as well, so I'll just summarize the controls here. First of all, we have the sitemap path. The sitemap path control displays a set of text hyperlinks or image hyperlinks on the web page, like breadcrumbs. It helps the user see where they're at in the website. It's quite useful if you've got quite a deep hierarchy of web pages in your website, because the user can quite quickly navigate up the hierarchy to the parent pages. Okay, next up we have the menu. The menu control displays a menu on the web page. Enough said. And finally we have tree view. Tree view displays hierarchical data in a tree layout. So for example, if you know how directories and files are displayed in Windows Explorer, you'll have a pretty good idea what to expect with tree view. Okay, so let's just take a look at the next one, login. This is new in ASP.NET 2.0. This tab contains a collection of controls that make it easier for you to create login pages in ASP.NET. Microsoft are pretty good at this. They identify an area where developers tend to do the same thing time and time again in every web application, and then they internalize that code as part of the .NET framework. It's actually one of Microsoft's stated intentions to reduce the amount of code that we have to write as developers so that we can concentrate on the added functionality specific to our business needs. So I'm not going to describe how these controls work in detail here. We'll have a good look at these controls later on. So let's just close the login tab, and finally, or almost finally, we'll have a look at web parts. Web parts are a set of controls that enable the end user to modify the layout, content, and behavior of web pages in the browser at runtime. It's a bit like the old MDI interfaces that we used to have in Microsoft Word a few years ago. This is the kind of functionality web parts offer in a web application. I'm not even going to attempt to describe web parts here. It's quite a big topic. So let's just finally take a look at the last section here, Crystal Reports. As you've probably guessed, this tab contains controls that enable you to view Crystal Reports, but that's outside the scope of this series. We're not going to cover Crystal Reports here.